And again, of course, our GDP, our third quarter GDP report will be out on Monday, bright and early, 9 a.m., according to the Statistics Office. And the third quarter foreign trade data later, same day at about 5 p.m. We'll put in all of that together for you. Let's check back with the marketplace. Temple Ashaju is still at the Nigerian Stock Exchange and is back to us now very quickly to check through the marketplace. Temple, let's continue this conversation on the stock market, a bit of the stock market side. Temple? Yes. Yes, the market.
Yeah, Bosun, we're actually looking at a couple of developments in the system. We know that yesterday, for example, Lafarge, which is listed, Lafarge Corp WAPCO, listed and tradable here at the Nigerian Stock Exchange, had an emergency meeting of its board members yesterday. And this morning, they have made an announcement of in terms of the rights issues that was proposed some time ago. Now they're offering 89 billion naira in the market by way of rights issue at 12 naira per share in the market. And we know that I think the issue is to be carried out by way of every 6 units each of every shareholder's shares for 7 new issues or 7 new shares to be given to each of those shareholders. Now we know that this rights issue is supposed to take place at 12 naira per share, but this morning we've seen the share price of this same company, Lafarge WAPCO, ticking up in the markets. It closed yesterday at 13 naira 40 kobo, but this morning, following the announcements that we've seen on the trading portal or trading engine of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, what it is trading at now is 13 naira 90 kobo, having risen some 3.73%. That's the latest we've seen in the markets this morning, and a lot of investors have factored in the fact that, yes, the performance of this company in the last quarter wasn't so impressive. So they've priced that into these investments right now, and they're looking at next year as being more profitable for Lafarge WAPCO. That's also something that is supported by lots of analysts finding in the entire capital market here. The other thing that we are tracking in the market right now is another proposed meeting by the board of Nigerian Breweries. There's an emergency meeting that is scheduled to hold tomorrow by this company in their office, and we know that it relates to the proposal of a change in the composition of the board, and the company has also said that it looks to provide details of the meeting to the Nigerian Stock Exchange going forward once the meeting holds tomorrow, 5th of December 2018. Right now, we know that the company, which closed at 80 naira yesterday, is trading at 80 naira 40 kobo. This sort of information has been able to shape investments in the company this morning, 4th of December 2018, by way of some 14,000 units in early trade exchanged on the company, and that is valued at some 1.16 million naira. That's the latest that we have in the market, and we'll continue to track all of this to provide updates to investors and, of course, viewers here on Channels Television continuously. Bosun.
Story you're talking about, if we start from Lafarge, did a market briefing over the last couple of days, and of course market to be, because as you look at the cement company, many years, decades of doing business in Nigeria, but now finding it very difficult to play catch up with its main rival and leader in that space, Dangote Cement. So this will be another round of capital raising, technically speaking. That's what the rights issue is, by Lafarge, coming to sell this at 12 naira, a bit of a discount from its current share price, looking to raise nearly 90 billion. Again, 7 new shares for 6 existing already held by the shareholders. This investors will like this towards the end of the year, but again, I'm sure this will play more into the hands of Lafarge WAPCO's majority shareholders, who are bulk shareholders, who will bring this money in, really.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bosun. That will create a more room for entry. Again, have in mind again that this is not the only company carrying out rights issue at this point in time. You have another company now, May & Baker, yeah, we just ended its own rights issue. I think it was last week. The last day for that offering was on Friday, and investors were able to take advantage of that. It actually offers room for good entry at this point in time when prices are really low. So post the election period next year, we should be able to see a lot of the prices rising.
Hold it there for a second. Let's take a break very quickly. We'll come back. Stick around. Thank you. So we're wrapping up the program as we speak, but of course it's been a season of strong economic data. So the second largest economy on the African continent, South Africa, is just bringing in the story. Growth was 2.2% analyzed in the third quarter. South Africa is now exit recession. Nigeria's third quarter GDP numbers will be out on Monday next week. Put this South Africa story on your notepad, and then we can compare notes when Monday comes here. So the South African currency, the rand, is appreciating to its strongest level early today now since early August. This is coming through from Bloomberg as we speak, as going on. Paul Wallace is tweeting that South Africa is now economies has exited recession. Growth 2.2% analyzed in the third quarter of this year. Nigeria's third quarter GDP numbers will be out on Monday, bright and early, 9 a.m., 10th of December. So let's get back to the marketplace and talk to Temple Ashaju to wrap up the program. Temple, we're talking about the season of rights issue. Yes, May & Baker is in the healthcare sector. For those who don't know, this company used to be a big name on the market, yeah, but again, it had its one turbulent period. Then, of course, the company recently, I think last year also, says was getting the health ministry's contract to produce some drugs locally, which I think perhaps is getting this company to say, look, we need more money from shareholders. We need perhaps to improve machinery. We need more cash flow. We need to get more raw materials to get this health ministry and I think World Health Organization's medical medicines produced. Temple?
Oh, yes. So, yeah, you talked about the vaccine production deal that the company actually signed with the federal government sometimes last year. We know that General T.Y. Danjuma is actually the chairman of that company. And with this rights issue, it is expected that this will help that company to be able to purchase a whole lot of those equipment and a whole lot of the investment that they need around working capital, operability of the company going forward. I'm not sure the details of the rights issue is out yet, but once that is out, it will help a whole lot of investors that are speculative in nature to be able to also key in to that company because the share price, like you know, Bosun, is penny stock in nature, and it gives room for ease of entry and ease of exit if you go by way of market, the theory about investing in stocks, basically. So back to Lafarge quickly. Lafarge WAPCO, we know that yesterday was up by some 308 basis points in terms of its share price, given that emergency meeting. With what we're already seeing this morning in the markets, the share prices continue to rise. Between the time that we went on break and now that we're back, it has also ticked upward again, and it's looking like with this information, the share price will be driven close to some 10% gain this Tuesday as the market closes at 2:30 p.m. This is, we know that at 13 naira 40 kobo, 13 naira 50 kobo right now to speak, the share price is currently seemingly trailing the year high of 44 naira. So if we see investors taking more of the advantage of this rights issue on Lafarge WAPCO, it should help to drive up the share price much higher than the 13 naira 40 kobo, maybe not as high as the 44 naira as we've seen in its year high in the past months, but something really high that will also impress investors as the year closes around 31st of December 2018. Something that will help, of course, to shape maybe some kind of dividends, payouts, or bonuses, basically, by the company sometimes next year when the financials have been put together, Bosun.
All right, thank you very much, Temple Ashaju, business and markets correspondent, back live and fresh from his annual leave at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. He's got all the oil, so you can see that on screen, can't you? Yeah, it's all shining here. Okay, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Wednesday, let's deal about other things. Big story. South Africa has exited recession. The first recession in 10 years. Growth, third quarter, 2018, 2.2% GDP growth. That's what South Africa is just reporting. And the currency is moving strongly on the upside. Check that out online. Check Channel Television. Out to also online. We'll cover all the big stories, economy, business, markets, and investment. We're back in 24 hours. Oh, that's just tomorrow. Not too long from now. See you then. Have a great day.